Hello everyone, today we will pass on chapter 15, transformations. What's the point? Transformations help describe the precise relationship between two similar shapes. Plans and maps are examples of the result of simple transformations. Which are transformations? Translation, rotation, reflection, resizing. Let's stop on translations. A translation maps a shape to another position by a movement that is equivalent to sliding without turning. A translation is not a change in size. A translation is not a change in orientation. Let's see the diagram given. Is given the figure with vertices A, B, C, D, and the figure with vertices A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. You can notice that each point has been moved 4 units to the right and 2 units up. A, 4 units to the right, 2 units up. B, 4 units to the right, 2 units up. C, 4 units to the right, 2 units up. D, 4 units to the right and 2 units up. It is said that translation T with coordinates 4 and 2 maps the figure A, B, C, D into the figure A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. Positive signs of the coordinates of vector of the translation means right and up. Negative signs of the coordinates of the vector of the translation means left and down. It is also given the inverse translation. It is represented by the vector t minus 1 with coordinates minus 4 and minus 2. And this maps the figure A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime back to the figure A, B, C, D. Coordinates of vectors t and t minus 1 are opposite. You can also notice that these two figures are congruent. Writing it down. Sometimes we just want to write down the translation without showing it on a graph. For example, to say the shape gets moved 30 units in the x direction and 40 units in the y direction, we can write this means all the x and y coordinates becomes x plus 30, y plus 40. Let's see an example. Translation T with coordinates minus 5 and 3 maps the triangle ABC into triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. Here we have triangle ABC and triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. Pre-image and image. All the coordinates x and y under translation T with coordinates minus 5 and 3 become x minus 5, y plus 3. You can see all the operations done here for each point of the triangle ABC. Let's go back to the diagram. You can see that each point of the triangle ABC moves 5 units to the left and 3 units up. 5 units to the left, 3 units up. 5 units to the left, 3 units up. You can also notice that these two triangles are congruent. Let's see another example. It is about the inverse translation. Let's see the diagram. Given the coordinates of the image and the translation vector, you can find the original shape. The triangle ABC is mapped onto triangle A prime, B prime, C prime with vertices A prime, B prime, C prime under translation T with coordinates 2 and 3. Find the vertices of triangle ABC. So we have the image, we have to find the object. Translation T with coordinates 2 and 3 maps triangle ABC into triangle A prime, B prime, C prime, where all x and y coordinates become x plus 2, y plus 3. So the inverse translation T minus 1 with coordinates minus 2, minus 3 maps triangle A prime, B prime, C prime into triangle ABC, where all x prime, y prime coordinates become x prime minus 2, y prime minus 3. Okay, you can see all the operations done here for the vertices of the triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. And you get the vertices of the triangle ABC. Example 3. First, let's see the diagram. Is given the figure ABCD. Translation T with coordinates minus 7, minus 3 maps ABCD into figure A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime, where all the x, y coordinates become x minus 7, y minus 3. You can see all the operations done here. You have the coordinates or the vertices of the figure ABCD, and you get the vertices of the figure A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. Which will be the inverse translation. The inverse translation is represented by T minus 1. Its coordinates will be 7, 3. And this translation maps A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime into A, B, C, D. And where all the x prime, y prime coordinates become x prime plus 7, y prime plus 3. You can see from the diagram as well that the figures are congruent. Example 4 is given the translation T with coordinates minus 3, minus 5. This translation maps triangle ABC into triangle A prime, B prime, C prime, where all the x to y coordinates become x minus 3, y minus 5. Let's see the operations done. We have the vertices of the triangle ABC, and we get the vertices of the triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. Which will be the inverse translation? Inverse translation represented by vector T minus 1 with coordinates 3, 5 maps the triangle A prime, B prime, C prime into triangle ABC, and where all the x prime, y prime coordinates become x prime plus 3, y prime plus 5. You can also see from the diagram that these two triangles are congruent. Example 5. Let's see the diagram. Is given the trapezoid ABCD. It's also given the translation T with coordinates -6 and 3. This translation maps the trapezoid ABCD into trapezoid A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime, and where all the x and y coordinates become x minus 6, y plus 3. Let's see all the operations done here. We have the vertices of the trapezoid ABCD. Under the translation with coordinates -6 and 3, we get the coordinates of trapezoid A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. Okay? Inverse translation is represented by T minus 1 with coordinates 6 and -3, which maps trapezoid A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime into trapezoid ABCD, and where all the x prime, y prime coordinates become x prime plus 6, y prime minus 3. You can also see from the diagram, the two figures are congruent. Example 6. Let's see the diagram. Is given the triangle ABC. Is given the translation with vector T with coordinates 6 and 0. This translation maps triangle ABC into triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. All the x, y coordinates become x plus 6, y plus 0. If we go on the diagram, we can say that all the points move 6 units to the right and 0 units up or down. 6 units to the right, 0 units up or down. 6 units to the right and 0 units up or down. Inverse translation, T minus 1 with coordinates -6 and 0 maps triangle A prime, B prime, C prime into triangle ABC, and where all the coordinates x prime, y prime become x prime minus 6, y prime plus 0. This was all about translations. Okay, see you in the next session. Have a good day.